So in this session, we are going to discuss how about the evolution of advertising, the history of advertising, and how advertising evolved in our country and in general. So if we see the history of advertising, so in ancient times, criers and drummers were used for public announcement. So these criers and drummers, they used to carry a drum and they keep shouting like, and they share the message given by their authorities like kings or someone. There used to be signs on shops or drinking houses to indicate the name of the shop or the shop owner. So these are the few instances, few examples which is showing how advertisement has evolved over the years. So cities of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro used to employ signs to sell the many types of arts and crafts. So everywhere you can see either people were using signs, symbol, or some verbal representation like criers and drummers. So even Ashoka during Ashoka's period, stone and pillars were used to for making public announcements. So even you can find some kind of stones are available even now, even in the present age also, which have some engravings, some things written in some language. The ancient Romans painted notices on theater performances, games, entertainments, and public events on the walls of the busy centers of the town. So, i- they how what they did? They mm, painted notices because at that time there was no printing system. So they used to paint, uh, and through painting they try to communicate about the theater performance, about some games, about some entertainment events, or something. Roman dairies had a sign outside with a goat on it, and their schools had a picture of boy being whipped. So these kind of icons, mm, these kind of symbolic representations, like dairies were represented through a goat, schools were represented through a sign of symbol of icon of a boy who are being whipped. Then in ancient Rome, during 131 BC, public notices were placed in the Acta Durina. It was a wall newspaper which used to provide daily news of politics. So this was a very innovative idea to. At that time, there was no newspaper, so they used wall newspaper. So things were written on a wall. So Egyptians Egyptians made sales messages and wall posters on papyrus paper. Papyrus is a plant which was made from a papyrus plant by cutting it into strips. It was used by ancient Greeks and Romans too. Commercial messages and political campaigns displays have been discovered in the ruins of ancient Arabia. So now this is the what we discussed are of ancient history. Now, after the invention of printing technology, which happened around in mid 15th century, so from there, modern advertisement has started. The first modern advertising agency, which was started operating at around 1875 in USA, when Mr. N. W. Iyer and Sons of Philadelphia offered to produce advertisements and also to contract for space in newspapers. So they started acting like a advertising agency. So the main purpose of advertising agency is to create advertisements, place advertisements, contracting people for buying space in the newspaper. The field of advertising was further revolutionized with the advent of radio and television as popular media of communication. So this has happened around 20. Radio came in around 1920 and television is around 1930, 35. So from there, this whole advertising industry has got a boost, has become revolutionized. So during the 90s, the arrival of satellite television and internet has come into picture. In India, it's in 2000, around 2000. So, arrival of satellite television and internet has brought significant, remarkable changes in this field. So, Thomas J. Barrett, we call him as a father of modern advertising. So he started one brand which is still doing very good business. So his first slogan was, "Good morning. Have you used Pierce soap?" So this was the first slogan that you can, to which in the later days, most of the companies started using slogans or some kind of tagline. So it was the the slogan was given by Thomas J. Barrett for Pierce. When we discuss about the evolution of advertising industry in India, so it parallels with the development in Indian press. So the first newspaper, Bengal Gazette, started by James Augustus Hickey on January 29, 1780. So I will show you the image of the first newspaper. It was Hickey's Bengal Gazette. The name of the paper was, in fact, Hickey's Bengal Gazette. So it was in 1780. After that, in by next around 40, 50 years, around dozens of newspapers come have started operating in India, were published in India on a regular basis. So the growth of advertising in India is also linked to the Swadeshi movement during 1920 to 22. So then the companies started marketing the Swadeshi products. So Swadeshi movement was an attempt to take economic power from British by the use of domestic made products. So in India, people tried to produce something domestic and they tried to advertise it through newspapers so that they can be adopted by more and more people. So the first advertising agency was established in India in 1905 as Dattaram and Company in Mumbai. So India Advertising Company, then again the India Advertising Company in 1907, the Calcutta Advertising Agency, 1909, H.S. Benson, 28, J. Walter Thompson, an associate, through its Indian associate, HTA, Hindustan Thompson Associated, is still operating. In 1929, Lintas, it's a very good advertising agency, it's still doing very good business. Lintas. In 39, McCann Erickson, it's also live. It was started in 1956. So these were the companies who came in the initial stage of the development of Indian advertising industry. So they were the pioneer in their own. So if we'll go ahead, so market research and readership survey led to further professionalization of advertising industry. So through survey, through research, companies started gaining a lot of insights, and they tried to fine tune their communication programs, in which newspaper they have to give, in which TV channels they want to use. All these things started happening. TRP, television rating points, that used to measure the popularity of any program. So they use the statistics, and they used to analyze which television programs are more popular, and on the basis of their popularity, companies and organizations try to advertise during that program. So with this TRP, the advertising industry get some kind of direction and fine tuning, you can say. The introduction of multicolor printing. Earlier, it was the printing was done in black and white. Then color printing came. So new machines, new technology, then further digital technology, digital medium. So all these things given further boost to the advertising industry. So thank you very much.